In 2024, there was only 5 superhero franchise movies, 4 of which were based on villains. In anticipation for Kraven the Hunter, I'd like to take a look at 3 different ways of writing standalone villains without their superhero counterpart. The 3 styles would be Sony's Spider-Verse saga thing, second will be Joker's Filet-E-Do, and the best will be saved for last. Sony has a cinematic universe, I guess? The poor filmmaking teams over at Sony are barred from Spider-Man by the almighty Kevin Feige. So they have to get creative by working with the B team. I mean the C team. Okay, there's no sugarcoating it, the F team. Spider-Man has arguably the best rogues gallery of villains around. Arguably. But they are all super reliant on Spider-Man himself. The personal relationships Peter Parker has to his villains are key factors in their characters. The family relationship to the Osborns, and Eddie Brock's weird extreme hatred for Peter,
I want you to kill Peter Parker,
is what makes Venom and Green Goblin interesting characters. This bond is so essential that even when their secret identities of the characters are switched out, the creators make sure to preserve some kind of personal relationship there. So without that bond, it generally feels like Sony is fighting an uphill battle.
Anakin, I have the high ground.
So how exactly do they expect the writers of Gods of Egypt and Power Rangers to turn Spidey's grandma into Avengers Endgame? You make them superheroes. That's right, their grand plan for these villains is to make them superheroes. Sony's defense is that they're actually technically anti-heroes, but that just simply isn't true.
Dumb.
It's so dumb, it's brilliant.
No! It's just dumb!
Sony is too scared to release the actual Venom with a proper R rating on audiences, and instead opt to make Venom the family road trip movie. If you don't believe me, just ask Tom.
But the caveat for this operation was to deliver a PG-13 family movie with Venom without Spider-Man.
This, for obvious reasons, doesn't work. By betraying the essential bonds to the characters and ignoring the fact that they are villains who are supposed to be evil, Sony betrays the characters and fails entirely. Joker Filet-E-Do has other problems. Where the first movie smartly reinvents Joker's personal relationship to Batman, the yin and yang element that's so important in the comics is transformed but still maintained in the first film. The relationship is turned into Arthur's unhealthy obsession with the Waynes. In this way, Joker isn't completely divorced from the center character, but is still able to work independently as a main character. Joker Filet-E-Do seems to almost completely forget about the Waynes and the comic book world it's from entirely. Not only are the Waynes never mentioned, but all relations to the comic book counterparts are reduced to cameos or by-name recognitions alone. Harvey Dent could have been replaced by any white dude named Smith, and Harley Quinn, or Lee, generally feels like she could have been any crazed member of the clown mob, as she also seems to be lacking her unique personal relationship to Joker. So, can this even work?
No, we can't!
It seems like breaking off established villains as main characters fails every time. But that isn't the case, because the Penguin unequivocally works. The first step is to establish or redefine the relationship to the hero. Penguin has the benefit of being first introduced in a Batman project. The personal relationship is that both characters are critical pieces of Gotham, a sort of cause and react of the city. Penguin is the symbol of the underbelly of crime, and Batman is the twisted answer that Gotham produces. It is established in the Batman that one precedes the other, which gives the Penguin a leg up over the competition. A question can exist before an answer, so in the same way the Penguin can actually exist on his own, while still maintaining a sort of relationship to Batman, as Bruce is the response. Hence why the show ends with the bat symbol. Penguin and us eagerly await the impending answer from Batman. The second step is overcoming the biggest hurdle that faces villainous main characters: likability. Ideally, the audience likes your main character, so that's pretty hard when they are evil, hence why Sony just opts to make them all good. Joker solves this in the first movie by making Arthur relatable through his mental health crisis. The audience sympathizes and empathizes with him, well, until he starts killing people, that is. Penguin does it differently, by positioning him at the bottom of the totem pole. Audiences love an underdog in anything, sports, literature, or even on the internet. Subscribe. They will often root for the underdog, regardless of the circumstances. It's why movies like Rocky, Die Hard, or even Bambi works. That's right, you're rooting for Bambi to survive because her chances are so slim. Let that one sink in. So by positioning Oz at the bottom of the criminal underworld, the audience naturally feels inclined to root for him to take over the city. That is, until, well, you know.
To the left!
The show also takes care to expand the world of the Batman, and not just sort of take from. By fleshing the story out with various side characters like Sophia, it actually creates that personal relationship in place of the traditional hero versus villain. It's a brilliant trick to make the audiences root for the bad guy, and the Penguin pulls it off effortlessly, showing everyone that's how you write a villain.